endorsed by the network, its affiliated stations and broadcasts, management, or advertisers of the network. The show is found under LGA Broadcasting Network. UFO Talk Radio can, but does not necessarily promote any particular lifestyle, belief, religion, political affiliation, or other personal practice. These shows are for entertainment purposes only, and they are not intended to treat or diagnose and/or claim to cure any disease or condition, or give any medical or legal advice. All music is purchased and owned by LGA Broadcasting.
I got the windows rolled down, got the radio up, and I'm heading out of Vegas tonight. And it's 1:30 on a 4-day run, and the desert is a welcome sight. I can see you there in that dress you wear, and it's keeping my foot on the gas. I drink a gallon of Joe just to make it back home and hold you in my arms at last. There's a full moon shining, lighting up the highway like a beacon to you. If I can make it on time, have some moonlit stay line, roll a piece of right on through.
From the high desert in Great America's Southwest, broadcasting live deep in the desert of Nevada, The Glenn Leary Show.
You're listening to Glenn Leary on UFO Talk Radio from the LGA Broadcasting Networks.
It's now time for The Glenn Leary Show on UFOTalkRadio.com.
We are back, everybody. I do welcome everybody from deep in the desert of Nevada. I bid you welcome. I thank you for listening tonight, all across the zones, may I say. This is K-Ghost Radio, UFO Talk Radio, the Glenn Leary Show. I am Glenn Leary, by the way. Make no mistake about it. To all the small broadcasters out there and micro broadcasters, I bid you thank you so very much. The night drivers also, ham operators, 73s to you. And to all the folks on Skype out there, I say hello to you. Thank you for being on and watching. You can get us on Skype. W60 Baker. I do thank you very much. Silent Key. Yeah, we all know who that is. And KPFF and Pahrump, they're doing very well. KBHR 57 AM. Siskiyou, Alaska, we do thank you so much. And everybody all over the world for listening. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Yeah. Have you had a good week? I had a very productive week. Kind of doing a side job, which is great. Doing some production assistant stuff. My buddy's in the movies and does movie stuff. And so I helped him with some traffic and whatever he had me do. And I'll tell you, for not working for a while, I came home beat. I mean, I was tired, I'll tell you. And, yeah, you're on your feet for so many hours and doing this and that, which is what it is, whatever. But I sure learned, man, I got to get in shape. What's going on here, you know? Chief, my buddy Chief, I guess he's going to Florida for a couple weeks. Enjoy the 80 degrees. I've got high winds right now in the desert, 50 miles an hour. And it's getting chilly. It's going to drop tonight. And, of course, it's dropping all over the United States. I'm not a little sorry about that. But, I mean, they're going to have snow everywhere. We're supposed to have some snow. It doesn't stay around very long, but it does come and go. But it's been very interesting. You know, I want to also congratulate MUFON. They have 2 new chapters, by the way, in Arizona and I think it is Sedona. Yeah, Arizona, Sedona. And Tucson. So in Arizona, Tucson, and Sedona, they have 2 new chapters. And these guys really know their stuff. You can reach them at www.tucsonmufon, Tucson cool.com. So check them out. I urge you to do that. Yes, a couple nights back, we saw some exciting stuff in the sky. A neighbor and I was walking back from the library. It got dark. There were two bright lights way up in the sky, and they were different color, turned different colors. They both merged together, went left to right, and shot away. Well, like just disappeared, went out. Now, you've heard about the balloons, of course, from China and the other stuff. They're saying that they're spy balloons and they're spy something. Although there's one they're saying they don't know what it is. It wasn't floating with helium. It had no motor. What was it? How was it up there? I mean, no propulsion system whatsoever. Interesting. And it moved quite fast, apparently. NASA and of course, the government, our government, it's not saying much, although they think it's not aliens. Well, what would it be if they don't know what it is? How would they know even that? And if it's unmanned, I mean, they could be little guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. China's playing games with us, of course. China is flashing mysterious green lights with a laser over Hawaii, doing some weird stuff and hitting clouds. Now, I don't know if I've told you folks about this hologram stuff going on. In these small countries, they'll have this hologram of Christ out there in the clouds looking down, and the whole village goes nuts. I mean, unbelievable nuts. And they've had, Mary and whoever else they've had up there fighting devils and demons and angels and all sorts of stuff happening. I mean, what is it all about? I mean, is it all about maybe just having fun with everybody, pranking away? Are they trying to fool or change their mindset of what really is to come? I mean, could it be the real thing coming? NASA right now is watching a lot of these asteroids coming around the Earth. There's lots of them, odd shapes, some as big as the Empire State Building. And they, I told you this couple shows back, are getting closer. And they've got some thinking to do. Hopefully they're supposed to go around us. I hope so. Gosh, we need nothing like that to happen to us. A lot of sightings, some cool ones. I'm just kind of take this list here from MUFON. You can go to the case management system on MUFON. They've had 20 sightings. I think the flaming like copper red came from a large of two UFOs. Rialto. It's in Rialto. My son and I were sitting on the deck by the pool. The UFO came over Highway 143. I jumped up, told my son, took and watched him and observed it. Yeah. People are seeing things all over. Taking photographs of a large disc, large lights in the sky, biplane moves to the moon, and shift shapes. Now, that happens quite a bit. I don't know if you've seen that yourself, but that does happen. All of a sudden, it shifts into something else, and what it morphs into something else are 4 different parts and falls apart, then comes back. That's like what we saw last night, a couple nights back. Yeah. Large cloud turned into a UFO. Well, okay. That's interesting. One just says UFO, but we got 20 of them here. I want you to check that site out. It's MUFON, the updates. Get that. Sign up for that. If you have seen a UFO, report it. I mean, for God's sake, get this on record. And I think there's more to come for everyone. Oh, I really do, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Alaska's got a lot of hits up there too, as I can see up here. And yeah, 51. The winds will be 51 miles an hour. Now this whole building kind of shook a little bit. And I go, that's interesting. I've never had that happen before. It is a 20 by 10 building, everybody, and it is a radio station with a sound booth on the side. Big window. People wave and come by and wave. And I had some people from Portland today stop by. I was on the air, the AM side, AM FM, part 15. And we were broadcasting, and they came by, let them in, and I showed them the station. I gave them a couple of bumper stickers and some cards, and they were happy. They love stuff like that. I loved it. Go to a town and see if they have a little radio station. That's kind of fun to do, you know? And yeah, it really is. Now, by the way, I don't know if you guys ever have problems with your family, which we all do. We all have get up and down in our lives. There is a new suicide line. It's 988. Now, don't be afraid to call that if you have some problems. I've thought about suicide. It's not worth it. Call that number before you do anything. 988. Call someone you love. Call anyone, but call 988. That's a suicide line. And I wanted to make sure I said that because that's part of our PSAs. And I've been trying to do so. We're going to be back right after this.
Every day, people are afraid to report violent crimes. In times like these, choosing to report a crime or helping the police can be a difficult decision. A no-snitching culture has sprung up in our communities, making it unpopular and sometimes even dangerous to report a crime. Do the right thing by calling 911 or your local crime tip line. If you're the victim of a crime, report it. If you know about a crime, report it. To learn more about how to do the right thing, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
You ignore the signs, so you enable.
You don't want to sound like a hypocrite, so you enable.
You don't want to alienate your child, so you enable.
But if you think they're trying drugs, you shouldn't be afraid.
You are the parent.
So you are able.
You are strong.
So you are able.
There are others just like you.
So you are able.
And we can help. So you are able.
Get help at drugfree.org. A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free America.
Oh, yes. Remember that. I want to say thank you to a lot of friends out there. Kennett Square in Pennsylvania. Karen, it's a little restaurant out there called the Creekside Diner. Yeah. And I hope they'll be open this couple of weeks. I got people stopping over to see her, and they're going to say hello. There's some firefighters over there and some guys that are taking some trips. They got some jobs over there to do. I don't know if there's something going on. And, of course, you know, they're just great people. And Kagos Radio also says hello and supports EMS. So does she. Station 23 over there in Avondale. Our buddies. I think the world of them. And to Clark County stations 78, 87, 77. Thank you so very much for what you do for us. And all the doctors, emergency, and service staff. God, we love you. Big hugs going out to you. I'll tell you for sure. Have you taken a trip lately? Airfares are kind of there. They're not really bargains. Sometimes you get a bargain if you do it ahead of time. But these one-way tickets are pretty low. I'd like to take a nice trip, but I got too many things to do. I'm going to raise money for this station, do something. It's coming out of my old pocket, which I don't mind, to tell the truth. I also want to say hello to the Pioneer Saloon. I haven't been down there for a few days. I was going to go there for breakfast this morning, but we got sidetracked. Get about 4 a.m, get things going. All of a sudden, I bring some meat, put some toast in, some coffee. I'm good. Back into the production room I go. Yeah, that's how it works. 1913. Imagine a building like that. Imagine the ghost in that type of building. Yeah, it's the Pioneer Saloon over here in Good Springs, Nevada. They have karaoke on Wednesday nights and Fridays. They have live music Saturdays and Sundays. Old Man Liver Whiskey. Boy, you got to try that sometimes. It's really something. And great place to go. Drinks, special drinks. Check them out. The Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, Nevada. We'll tell you more about that. We got a caller here. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll let them go. 7:30 will be the calls, folks. So make sure you do call in around 7:30. That's what it says on the website. Got a lot to talk about. But the Pioneer Saloon, great, fantastic friendly people. The best thing to do is to take the trip. If you're in Vegas, come up to Good Springs to check it out. Yeah, they have for parties and stuff like that, or big parties. Give them a call, 702-674-6809. That's where you may see me sometimes. Why not? Yeah, tell you the truth. Well, okay, back to the UFOs and things going on. You know, the Navy sees more than we see. And I think more than the Air Force sees, because of, well, now these are underwater. And you imagine if they can go in space, they can go underwater. And they have no problem with that. And a lot of folks in California that live around the ocean, they do see a lot of these UFOs. Have you seen a UFO? What do you think about that? Do you think it's all good? Do you think maybe that they're here to hurt us, harm us, play with us? What's going on? A lot of sightings. I mean, it's just really the faucet has turned on. And of course, the excitement about the balloons and what have you coming over, that was pretty crazy. I don't know if I would have sent that very expensive jet up there and shot that down with that, what we used, maybe something a little smaller, a little cheaper. I don't know. But it got over our airspace and it should never got here at all. Yeah, safety's number one. I get that all. Yeah. So what do you think about all that? Really? I mean, is it maybe ours? Or could it be China's? Could it be Russia's? Could it be maybe India? Could it be, I don't know, any other Air Force out there that might be doing some experiment stuff? As I said last time, it might be a bad science project going bad. Boy. They let weather balloons go out here. I've seen them out by Nellis. And over by, actually it's Decatur and something. There's a little place that does that. They're weather folks. And those balloons are quite big, but you can spot those. You know they're not something that's, a UFO. They're low. Yeah. But imagine that thing hitting the jet stream and coming right through. But what about the one that was long and looked like a cylinder? Yeah. And how about the one that looked like a triangle? Where's that debris? What happened to that? It's quiet. Little stuff comes out. And then there's just nothing. It's quiet. And now I'm asking myself, okay, are they going to tell us the truth? Disclosure? Will we ever get it? Bits and pieces. Until something really does happen. They're going to be holding their legs, looking between their legs and saying, oops. Yes, they will be. Don't give up. It's going to happen. And I think it's, they're watching us very closely. No, those folks on Earth know how to play with matches. Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Are they going to help us, stop us, slap our hands, teach us a lesson? So much can be done. And I go with a lot of different theories, to tell you the truth. Will it change your religion? Well, I think God has created the universe and many other ones. So why would he not do what he does, creates? So that's quite interesting. A friend of mine asked me the other day, would you like to go up into space? I understand that the SpaceX is going to be sending some folks up here real soon. Boy, if I could get a ride on that, I would go. Yeah. When William Shatner did that, he went up, came down. He was in space. I would do it. Would you? Would you take the trip to Mars? Be there for 5 years and come back? Would you? I don't think I would. No, I think I would stay here. and watch everybody else go. And I'm just dealing with the Tesla car stuff right now and how that's all going to work, my friend. And new stuff here happening. Boy, I'll tell you, there's some new stuff coming, and it's going to be pretty cool stuff. We live in a kind of exciting time where things are changing and they're developing fast. And you say to yourself, oh my goodness gracious, I'm how old? Well, think about the 80s, 90s, and 2000 on up as age, time goes, and you're saying, oh my God, I'm older and older and older, but I'm getting seeing new things. And new things are happening. The other night I mentioned that why stop things from happening, developing, if it's good for us? But is IT good for us? A certain amount of it is probably in the medical field, what have you, on other things. But to control your mind, the IT attached to your mind. So all you think something that is created there, you do it. I don't know. I'm reading a lot about that right now, and it's kind of scary. IT's going to take over. Do you think so? Or may it be half and half, or not as much? Or is it just a big smoke screen where all of a sudden, pow, it's there? And it's in the games, it's into everything. No one's seeing reality anymore. What's going on in IT? AI. Yeah, it's dangerous. My buddy works in IT, and he tells me all about this stuff. And he says, my gosh, you got to get ready. No, I'm ready. Are you ready? We're going to open the lines up a little early. And I want you to think about all that. AI is on its way. The more I think about it, well, they have it right now. They can write books, write your paper, your biography, anything you want, books, whatever. They'll do it for you. Just don't think about it. Create it, and they'll do the rest of it for you. Stand by. You're live on the air. This is Glenn Larry, and welcome. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is, I don't know if you remember me, but this is Max. I met you in Good Springs probably about 12 or 13 years ago, and I helped you put together a website. I was living up there with Dave up the hill from you, and yeah, does any of this ring a bell?
Yeah, kind of does. Kind of a little bit does. Yeah, I think now you live Dave and Jody. Were you?
Yep, sure enough, that was me.
Have you heard what happened to him?
I have not. No. I mean, last I heard, he told me he moved out to Sandy Valley, but
yes,
I have not
he did, and he shot
talked to him in a long time.
And the gentleman apparently shot his girlfriend, murdered her, and he's in jail today. He's been in jail for 2 weeks now. Unbelievable.
You got to be kidding.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not kidding you. You'd never think never think he would do something like that. That's the news, folks. That's one of my neighbors. But yeah, gosh. Where are you listening to us on? Are you on the internet?
I actually am watching you on Twitter right now.
Oh, Twitter. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Glad it. Well, what do you want to talk about, bro?
Well, just yeah, you know, I think to keep in the theme of UFOs and aliens in general. I mean, I've had a couple of sightings over the years. Most recently, up in Reno, probably about 6 or 7 months ago, I was at a trailhead getting ready to go on a hike.
Cool.
And out of the corner of my eye, I saw a very fast-moving silver object that kind of moved in a manner that was very much unlike anything that you would see an airplane do.
What time of day was
this? As soon as I saw it, it was already gone.
What time of day?
It was kind of middle of the day, so sun was out. I would say probably early afternoon.
Now, you said you were hiking. Where were you hiking at?
Just on a trail right outside of Reno.
Okay, all right. Was it kind of what type of surroundings? Do you have any mountains around you, or?
Yep. So kind of just right there in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada, and but yes, hiking up into the mountains.
Well, I'll tell you, they're there. And so this silver object, how big would you say it was, if you can think about that? Did it whisk by? Did it kind of? Well, tell us about that. More about it.
I mean, I think it appeared to be pretty far away, and so I would say that it was also relatively big then.
Yeah.
But as far as what it looked like, or dimensions or shape, I couldn't really tell you because it happened so quickly.
All right. So it whisked by. You saw it was silver, and thinking back, what type of shape would you say it was? Oblong? Would you say it like a saucer, cigar shape?
I mean, yeah, probably oblong, like almost cylindrical, I would say.
All right. Yeah, a lot of those are being seen, and it happened very quickly. Correct? It went right by you, like a blink of the eye. Or
Yep.
Did you have two blinks,
just with a fraction of a second.
Okay. All right. People are finding these crafts like this in after taking photos, and they're finding them in the background, especially in movies, home movies that they're doing on their phones, and they're slowing things down, and they're seeing some weird stuff, and it's out there. And so you may not see it with the naked eye right now, but when you go back and you do some of your editing with your pictures, do go through those and look at the skies around you. There's more out there than you imagine. And they do camouflage themselves. And once in a while, you'll get some cool stuff, I'll tell you for sure.
Yeah, so, that's a good thought.
Yeah. And I tell a lot of people, just look to the skies and don't walk down, head down as you're walking. Look up and look around, because there's a lot of stuff to see, of course. But I have taken pictures and found some unusual stuff. There was a guy years ago that lived in Arizona, and he was taking pictures for many, many years. And he would have these odd type of worm-looking things in the sky. And those were UFOs, because they were nothing of this world. And he had several of them for years. And I forgot the gentleman's name. I got it written down in my archives. And pretty cool stuff, tell you for sure. Gosh, I do appreciate you calling. Are you still working on computers?
No, I'm not. I'm actually working as a fundraiser nowadays.
Boy, we need a fundraiser here, I'll tell you for sure. Yeah, that's all good. Well, again, my friend, thank you for calling. And do keep in touch. Please keep watching the shows. And tell your friends about it. And do like us if you can. I don't know how Twitter works.
Yeah, you bet. It was great talking to you. And definitely have fond memories of the times that we hung out back in the day, and hopefully I can get down there and visit you again one of these days.
That would be fun. That would be really fun. I meet a lot of cool people, I'll tell you for sure. And I've been very blessed, the people I've met. So again, thank you so much, and keep tuning in. All right.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye. Now, nice gentleman. For sure. Great. Yes, meeting people is a lot of fun. I used to be in the business of hotel casino. I was a public relations man, PR host, and I had a lot of fun, especially the people I worked with. I had the best boss in the world. I really did. Her name was Gail, and I had more fun with her than she put up with me. And my sidekick, Corolla, my buddy Corolla. All of them out there. I miss them all. I see my friend Roger once in a while, and and I see a lot of folks that used to go out to the Little Gold Strike out there on their way by, and they say, oh, I'll tell their stories and stuff. I do miss them. That's who we have now. You've reached the radio station. This is K-Ghost, UFO Talk Radio. This is Larry. Who do I have and where you're from?
I'm from Florida.
You're from Florida. Okay. Can you do me a favor, sir? Could you turn down your radio, please? We're getting some feedback there.
Oh, it's Ken.
Yeah. Hi, Ken. Can you turn that radio down? Appreciate that.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I have to call you on the other number.
Okay. I can hear you very well. You're doing very well. You sound great.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just heard me say that, didn't you? I can hear you, buddy.
Well, I just wanted to wish you good one with that new building you got. And
oh, thank you. It's I moved everything out here, Ken, from the house, from the Bell Studio. Moved it out here, and that way I can see people going by. They wave, and it's just put everything in the radio in one area. You know what I'm saying?
But I want to thank a friend of yours that put me in touch with you. His name is Randy Sloan.
Oh yes, Randy.
Because I would have never known you existed if it wouldn't have been for Randy.
Well, I'll tell you, my friend, I sure enjoy your stories about UFOs. And let's recap on that, by the way. Where was it that you saw this thing land?
Enola, Pennsylvania.
And how far where is that located at?
It's about, say, 12 miles from Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm. And what exactly happened, my friend?
You wouldn't have been there. Larry, it wasn't big. It was maybe 25 foot across, all the way around, a 25-foot circle, and it sort of looked like a torque converter, like I told you before.
Right.
But it wasn't thick. Whatever was in there, well, it would have been a midget.
Right. A small
it would have been a midget.
Yeah.
I seen the opening into it.
And you actually saw it open? It actually opened?
There was an opening in it, yeah.
Oh, what'd you see?
I didn't see nothing in there. It was dark.
It was dark, darn it.
No, I mean, it was lit up.
Yeah.
But there was no lights on it. Our military lit it up.
Uh-huh. Oh, they lit it up. Okay.
That was a strange one. I would have never known it if the police wouldn't have been at my mobile station on 11 and 15 when that call come in. I would have never known it. But what I saw, that thing wasn't from that thing wasn't from this earth. And they laughed about it. It was 1967. People laughed at me when I told them the story. Yeah. But today, they don't laugh.
No, they don't laugh because it's all true.
There's too many cameras out there today. They can't deny it.
No.
Now, I don't know our government shot down 3 other objects other than the spy balloon. But why don't they show us the pictures of what they shot down?
Oh yeah, isn't that the big question of the day? Let's see that stuff.
There's something funny there.
And they're still saying, the one center is still saying, we don't know whose it is or what it is.
Yeah, I would like to know what all 3 of the objects really was.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they showed us the spy balloon. Show us the other 3.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really simple.
You know what it is. It's a joke. They'll lie about it. They'll create something.
Oh, yeah, they will. You bet they will. So, my friend, let me ask you. So, when this craft that you saw, how thick do you think it really was?
I would say maybe.
Thick as a car, maybe?
No, say that again, Larry.
As thick as a car?
I would say 6 foot.
6 foot. All right, 6 foot. Okay. All right. So, and it's okay. And 25. That's pretty interesting.
But I can tell you, it went from Enola across the river to a place called Roberts Valley. It went from tower to tower. So transmitting towers. I think I had sent you some pictures of them.
Yes, you did. And I'm thinking to myself that they were getting some type of radiation or something from RF or something from those towers to give them lift or something.
Well, I'll tell you, they're up in the mountain. They're really up there. I mean, they're up as high as you can go. And and they just are more or less like a straight line from Enola to Roberts Valley.
Wow.
And I know it left and it went towards there, but then it was gone. It disappeared.
Just like that.
But when it went that direction instead of in the other direction, I said, God, it's going across the river.
Yeah. I'll be darned. Well, you know, you had witnesses. There were witnesses.
There was witnesses, and I told you about the one lady. I thought I thought she was dead, and I run into her at the diner in Marysville.
It's great.
She said she remembers it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. They tried back in those days. They told you do not know it. You've never seen this. This didn't happen. They give you the whole story, and they even threaten your family, and they do the whole thing. They're good at that, you know. So.
But you know, everybody that was there that night that I talked to, that you know, all the police officers are all gone. They all passed on.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
But I'm still here.
You are, my friend. I sure appreciate your calls. I really do.
Well, I want to thank Randy Sloan for introducing me to you.
Well, we got something coming out to you, by the way. So that'll be out here in a couple of days and putting that all together. And thank you for listenership and everything else. And I really do appreciate it. I really do.
Well, I'll let you go, and I'll let somebody else have the air.
All right, sir. Be well.
You take care, Larry.
You be well in Florida, my friend.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Great guy. Oh, yeah. I've got some good people out there. Fans and people that like to listen. Yeah. Well, you know, the average person sees more than you think they see. But they don't report it. They feel that they might be laughed at, or they might be criticized, or something else would happen. So you never know. But write it down, take a picture, get witnesses, and do what you can do. You are live on the air, and what's your name and where you're from, please?
Hey, it's Roger Bissett.
Hello, Roger.
Calling from Henderson, Nevada.
Good old Henderson. Fantastic. Sir, what would you like to talk about?
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit about the spheres in the alleged UFO shooting. But first of all, I'd like to go in, and we have a mutual acquaintance. I used to live up in stomping grounds of the Pacific Midwest, back in the Washington area. And I guess we have a mutual acquaintance. He's done past. It's Harold Getty.
Oh yes. Known Harold, quite a guy. Yeah.
Good guy. Yeah, he's no longer with us, but it's just a mutual acquaintance. You know, sometimes you run into people and it's a small world, you know?
Oh yeah. Tell me about it. Oh my goodness. Well, sir, what did you see?
Well, I did. My brother is. Let me first go into my particular theories lately on the alleged shoots of the UFO and these weather balloons.
Okay.
And my take on this is, federal government is just testing the waters. Excuse me. Testing the waters of the media, social media, and you know, TV in general, to see how do people handle this discussion. How long is it? You know, as they say, go viral. How long is it going to be in the news? If you notice, we was all over the news for about 3 or 4 days, maybe a week at the most.
Yeah, then nothing.
And you know, we all talked about it. And, they shot down another UFO or whatnot. And I think it's just that the federal government's testing to see how long will these anomalies or these so-called shootings or sightings from federal government, how long will they be in the media? And because I believe that these particular orbs type of aircraft or UFO or AUPs, they're coming in quite an abundance of sightings in the last, especially this last 6 months or so. My brother, he's an airline pilot for Allegiant Air.
Yes.
And he tells me he sees them at least 3 times a week. and he'll send me pictures or video. He got one of the newest ones. He just sent me a photo of it from his cell phone. I can send that to you as well. But he sees them on a regular basis. Now, I have seen, he's my brother, so I get the, sometimes I get the free benefit to be able to fly if I need to fly somewhere. And, last time we were up and we were seeing friends up in Washington.
Right.
And I flew in, and lo and behold, you see them on a pretty much regular basis. People that listen to your show now, if you're flying anytime in the next, time period, if you're flying today, next week or everything, look outside. 9 times out of 10, you're going to see some anomaly out there.
Yeah,
and a lot of times when you fly nowadays, nobody's looking out the window.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares anymore. Before, of course, you have children out there and they want to sit next to the window and gaze out there.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, most people just shut the blind and they go on their phone or watch a movie or do their own thing. Nobody's looking outside anymore. And the ones that I guarantee you that the ones that are looking outside are seeing anomalies out there that are flying around.
Of course,
and the majority of these anomalies, Glenn, are the orbs. And my brother, his name is Mark. My brother, he says there's 3 different orbs.
Okay.
Predominantly, believe it or not, it's the black orbs.
The round ball.
Then
the round
you
ball.
also have the metallic silver orb.
Mm-hmm.
And then on rare occasions, he says that you'll see a dark black or brown orb, cube with a translucent orb around the cube.
Yeah, a solid cube.
The translucent orb around the cube. So I'm trying to explain it correctly. So you have a black or dark brown cube.
Right.
And around it is a translucent orb.
Right.
And those are a little larger than the normal black orbs or silver orbs that are there. Those are seen, like he flies 5 days a week, and he'll see at least 3 days when he flies. He sees them.
What do you think those orbs are?
Well, me personally, I think there's some kind of a drone, a reconnaissance. They're definitely, could they be off this world? They could, the way that they maneuver. We don't have this technology to be able to turn on a dime that has no evidence of propulsion. It has no, they don't show up on the radar for commercial airplanes. But they do show up now recently on the upgrades of the radar on our fighter jets now. So now they're very, they see these on a regular basis for military jets because they've upgraded their radar. But we don't have that in our commercial jets, and for some reason they don't pick them up. And you can visually see these on a regular basis, especially. It seems to be they're around the coastal areas. My brother seems to think, because look, he's been a pilot for 18 years now, and he knows a lot of pilot friends and buddies, and they talk. They all see these.
Of course they do. Now they talk
and
more
they're
than
predominantly in the coastal areas, Pacific Midwest, up California, off the coast of California, all the West Coast. On the East Coast, there definitely, and the Gulf areas, Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
Gulf of Mexico is not as much, but the hot spots are West Coast. That's what they seem to say. But why I do not know, Glenn. But that's my experience that I wanted to share. But I just want to let your listeners know that, everybody flies. I'm flying next month. I'm going to Texas. And I used to just board the plane and shut the blind and take a nap, and just watch a movie or this type of thing. But there's things to see out there, and I try to tell your listeners that there, the chance of seeing some kind of UAP, UFO, whatever you want to call them nowadays, is very high now because they're being sighted on a regular basis. Just keep your eyes open, and you could, especially if you're flying during the day and you have some nice cloud cover.
Yes.
The white clouds are there, and boy, you can just see them coming out. And it's almost like, I always call it like fishing. You know what I mean? You want to go out there, everybody wants to go fishing, and you want to catch some.
Right.
But nobody wants to just not sit there and not see anything.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, but the odds of you seeing something now are tremendous. So definitely your listeners, just keep your eyes open, get your phone ready, and get some shots because they are all over the place.
Right.
Everybody's got a phone, and you're in a plane. The pilot's not going to say, "Hey, look over to your right. There's some kind of UFO."
No.
They won't say that at all over their loudspeaker.
Yeah.
But they're in that cockpit talking about it, and they're taking pictures. They all are.
I was on a flight going to Alaska, and we were flying almost into Alaska Fairbanks, and we saw some odd lights, and it was actually chasing that was keeping up with the plane, but it was like leapfrogging ahead and coming back and forth. And man, I tell you, we didn't know what it was, and that was a UFO. I'm quite sure of that. Boy, I'll tell you, the whole plane saw it. And
let me tell you, some of these objects that they're tracking, or not tracking, but they're seeing, to me, it's just so bizarre that it's so common now.
Yeah.
Talk to anybody who flies on a regular basis, or if you know a pilot, talk to commercial pilots, and they'll tell you that it's pretty common on a regular basis. You're going to see the orbs now, and to me, I find it just ironic that we had this big thing about this balloon, this Chinese balloon that we had shot down, and it looks like an orb. It's a round, spherish, object. I'm not saying that's an orb. That was a balloon.
Yeah, of course it was.
It's just ironic that these sightings are so frequent now, and all of a sudden, all over the news now, there's this round sphere object that we're making a big deal about because it's over this area or this area. It's Chinese, and then a week they shoot it down, and a week later another one's popping up, and another one's popping up. So I don't know. I do not think that our government is shooting down orbs. Personally, I don't think they can shoot down an orb. I don't think we have the technology because they move way too fast. Unless it's already a damaged. Maybe it's damaged, or that would be the only case scenario. But not only that, why? There's no reason the federal government to announce this on national TV. By the way, we shot this down.
No.
If it really was an orb, or really was some kind of off-world extraterrestrial craft, then why would they say that?
No, of course
it makes no sense.
No.
And I just think it's a test, just to see how specifically social media and how they handle it, and how long it will be viral, and how long that because I always make jokes about things happen, bad things happen, storms. How long is it in the news for? We get us as Americans, we get bored with the story, and what's the next thing going to happen?
Right.
And is that the same thing that's going to happen if indeed an extraterrestrial craft is spotted and is legitimate? And yes, we'll all talk about it. We'll be on the news. It'll be on this. Then what? We go on to the next thing after about a week, 2 months, a month later, we go on and another. God forbid something tragedy happens, and we forget about it.
Right. Well, I really think if there was a craft that crashed, and it was, obviously, aliens from another planet. I mean, a real spaceship. I mean, saucer went down. I think that would really shake up everybody. And I think they'll be talking about that for quite a while. Although now we have this in Turkey, that a terrible, earthquake. And I listen, that's dwindling away in the news, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, gosh, there's people over there that are really hurting bad and they need help. And of course, I guess they're getting aid. I pray that they are. But you're right. What's the next thing to happen to take us away from what's going on?
Yeah, to take the attention away.
Yeah, they sure do.
I'm not saying that it won't drive attention. I mean, look, this was when they were on the evening news, Glenn, saying the Air Force has shot down something over Canada or over Montana or whatever it was.
Well,
and boy, this is the evening news, Glenn. You've never heard anything like this. And I've never heard anything like this.
No, not my lifetime.
It happened like 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah.
And we're like, they shot another one down. They did, it's just like, wow. When have you ever heard something like this?
No.
In history.
Yeah. I've
they shot down some unidentified aircraft or unidentified vehicle or something or another.
Right.
You just don't hear about this.
No, you do not.
Announced by our government.
Yeah. Well, should see.
But Glenn, I'd like to send you the latest iPhone photo that I have of the orb.
Yeah.
And like to
you can go ahead and send that
to I can email it to your website.
Yes, you can. It's on the information's on the web there. But I'll give it to you right now. It's Glenn Larry, GLENN LARY 51 at gmail.com. And I will get that.
There, I just sent that to you.
Yes.
And
let me see what we got here. Let's see what we.
That was.
Oh yeah, my gosh.
Did you get that?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but it went over to my phone. But I'm gonna take this very close. Very close.
Yeah, this is from my brother. He had just.
You see that?
That was taken. What today is? What, Tuesday? That was taken on Sunday, and. It was traveling pretty fast rate of speed. If you take the photo and you zoom in on it, from the distance it does look like.
Okay, I got it. Here we go. I just zoomed in.
If you zoom it, it almost looks like there's some straight lines there.
Yeah, it looks like a cube of some sort.
Very bizarre.
Right here.
Yeah, he had said that it was cube shaped, and then all of a sudden it would look like it would have straight lines in it, almost.
Yeah,
I don't want to say hexagon.
It's kind of like round, but then has square hole.
It reminds me of now, Glenn. Have you ever seen those multiple-sided dice?
Yes.
That have maybe I don't know 20 sides to it.
Can you see this, folks? I hope that you can.
Role-playing game. That's what it reminds me of. And then it turns back. That's what he had said, and it turns back into a cube. I'm sorry, not to a cube, but to a sphere without any lines, and then it would go into the lines again. So it was shifting.
That's amazing. That's not from our Earth. That's not ours. It's floating. It's traveling fast. There's just no way. I think they're taking a good look at us, what we're doing here. I really do. I think there's going to be some more stuff coming up. And I think
that's my theory too. And my theory is something's coming around the corner.
Yeah.
And they're trying to either the masses and the media, or another option or possibility is if they throw up all these false flags of, they shot down another one. Oh, it's a balloon. They shot down this one. Right. Oh, it's this. It's a
right.
And then all of a sudden, when something really real happens, everybody's going to go, it's like a cry wolf thing, Glenn.
Right.
And nobody's really going to believe it. Like, yeah, sure, that's just another stupid balloon or whatever. And we'll be desensitized to this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My gosh. Well, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I do want to thank you, sir, for calling us, and thank you for listening. And do spread the news.
Great, Glenn. He's got a great show here, and I try to tune in when I can, and if I can't, then I definitely, I friend you on the Facebook there, and
Good.
It's great to see some of your if I missed the live show, then I definitely see it on the replays.
Yeah. It's fascinating. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Archer, Twitter. I guess that's a big thing.
I heard that from that previous caller. He was listening to you on Twitter. That's
live.
That's amazing. I did not know that.
And then we got Spotify, Speaker, Reverb Nation, StreamYard's big, Facebook, YouTube, of course, all our channels, The Glenn Larry Show, UFO Talk Radio, Area 51 Talk Radio, Olympia Radio, K-Ghost Radio, of course. And we're on the SoundCloud of whatever, but we're out there. And I'll tell you, please subscribe to us and like us. That's important on YouTube and all that other stuff because it helps us so people know, type of thing. So, but this interesting way of broadcasting the shows these days, I'll tell you.
It's a pleasure talking to you again there, Glenn. And I'd like to, every time I get these photos, you would not mind if I do send them to you.
Oh, please do.
Do as you wish. Don't worry about any copyright.
All right.
I just want them to get out.
Good.
I try to post them online myself.
Yes.
But sometimes you give them to the right people, the right format, and you can kind of get out there for people that are interested.
Well, I'm going to have a thing here where I just put them up right away, and I'll come up much better than that. But at least we got it live right from you. Unbelievable. Gosh, thank you. I have a gentleman supposed to be with us soon on his stuff from Area 51. We'll see what he has. It'll be interesting. We'll have him in the studio, by the way, too. Again, sir, thank you kindly, and spread the news, and may you be well.
Have a good night, dear Glenn.
You too, my friend. Bye-bye. Well, isn't that not interesting, everybody? I'll tell you. I have a little time for one more call. Let's see here. I'll tell you what. Yeah, what's good? It's 1114 would be the number. 702-874-1114. And that's how this works here. Let's see if this thing wakes up for me. Yes. So you never know. I mean, what you see is, well, looking out the window. I'd be looking out the window. Darn right I would be.
Pahrump lines are open at 775-990-8275. That's 775-990-8275. To talk with Glenn Larry, deep in the desert of Nevada, lines are open at 1-702-874-1114. That's 702-874-1114. Now, here again, Glenn Larry.
I'll tell you, it's been a cool evening. We'll take some calls. Take one more call. If you happen to get us before we leave. Oh, yeah, I'm telling you for sure. I am Glenn Larry. Okay. It is Tuesday night, and we'll be on next Tuesday night. And we're going to have another guy on. If I can get him in the studio. I hope I can, because this guy's got some good stuff. Let's see what we got on. Hello, and welcome to the show. And where are you from? What's your name?
Glenn, this is Avery, down in Florida.
Hello, Avery. How you doing, my friend? And how is Florida?
Good. It's nice down here. Great show tonight.
Well, thank you kindly. We're still on the air. I'm holding over a little bit. Had a gentleman from Florida, and had calls. Nice guy, and had some great calls. And I've got a lot of emails, but I can't get to them because I'm on the air, and it's hard for me to do 3 different things at once. I'm not the only guy here. Type of thing.
Oh yeah. So. But one of those balloons that was shot down, some amateur weather group, like a high school group, claimed it was one of theirs.
Oh, really? So there wasn't.
It had circumnavigated the globe like 6 times, and they were tracking it, and they lost track of it right when one of the planes shot it down over Alaska, or right when they shot down one of the balloons over Alaska. So it was, one of those was a claimed by a amateur weather group.
Okay.
But the other one was not.
No,
so
was not.
It's kind of, the there's no telling. But like the other caller was saying, that there's something going on, because I was reading tonight where the new Pentagon office to investigate this stuff.
Right.
We're interviewing the guys who were out at Maelstrom when it shut down the nukes in back in the 60s, 70s.
Yes, they did.
Well, my whole question, if the Pentagon is interviewing these guys, but they already investigated it, shouldn't they already have the information?
You would think so.
Yeah, why are they bringing this all back up again? It's like, it's almost kind of they're taking old information they already know, and they're bringing it back up. But why are they bringing it back up? It's like the other guy said. We're kind of being set up for a disclosure.
I think so too, and I think that they know that they can stop things right away, and they're not messing around. You can't fight them. They're huge. They're out of this world, for God's sake. I mean, So, and I think they understand that, hey, how are we going to handle this with the public, with America, with the folks in the world even? So, yeah, interesting. I think he had a lot of information there.
Well, yeah,
Good
but
concepts.
also, I don't trust. I don't. Unfortunately, I love my country,
I
but
do
my
too.
government,
Yeah,
I got to keep a close eye on,
Mm-hmm.
and
It is up to
it's
us.
like, what are you guys up to? What are you trying to pull over on us?
My gosh, pretty crazy.
Pahrump lines are open.
Again, I want to thank you for calling. Avery, we are out of time, everybody.
Okay. You have a good night.
God bless and thank you so much. Be well, my friend.
Okay, take care.
You got it. Oh, yes, once upon a time, I'm telling you, that's what it's all about. And you know where we're at. This is UFO Talk Radio. I am Glenn Larry. We'll see you next Tuesday. Be well. And thanks again. And Ross, thank you so very much for all your help. Again, I'm getting to your emails, and we'll be sending them to you. We'll be getting back to you. Thanks again, everybody. Be well. Play nice.